Teenagers. How are you doing with your teenagers?
Which
5 years ago, we did not have teenagers. Oh, well, 11. Mine was 11 and 13. Years ago. Well, I had a teenager. You had a teenager too. How's it going?
Yeah. A tween and a teenager.
It's going. I see some lights at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's some brighter lights.
Yeah, right?
It's still, it sucks. They suck.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is hard.
It's getting, what's interesting? I don't know how Max is this quarter or this semester at school, but Georgia is calling me a lot and texting me a lot. And she's happy. Everything's fine. Yeah. Nothing's wrong. But I think she's starting to realize kind of like, I have a good mom and dad. She's calling her dad a lot too. A lot, which is really good for both of them. But someone said to me, where was I? Someone had 2 girls. And she said, once they get to be in their 20s, they really look back for their mom. Mm-hmm. If you had a good relationship with your girls. Oh, it was Leanne
Morgan.
It was Leanne Morgan. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. It was Leanne Morgan. She was like, it's something to look forward to because when they get older, they come right back. She said, boys go to the girls' family. Mm-hmm. But the
Who's
girls,
Leanne Morgan?
Leanne Morgan's a comic.
Oh, okay.
She's from Tennessee, Knoxville. She was a guest here and we were talking about, I don't know even if we were talking about that on the podcast, but her daughter was traveling with her. Her daughter's a makeup artist and was traveling with her to do her makeup and just kind of be supportive. Leanne is a really funny Southern comic who blew up like in her 50s. She really became popular in her late 40s, early 50s, been doing comedy for a long time. But she has 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. And she was like, the boy goes with the wife and the girls kind of come back. So she's like, if you're just wait, they'll be back and they'll be very present. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I look forward to that.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, it was nice to hear because her kids are, I think they're in their 20s. All 3 of her kids are in their 20s. Teenagers. I think we've had it pretty good. Yeah. What do you think?
It's interesting that you said that about Georgia. Max, we have more conversations. Like I don't know. We have more conversations on the phone. Like there was a lot of texting in the first semester. He's not a big phone talker and he has been more recently.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, Georgia's calling me. She texted me a ton today.
Max does not call, but he will pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And then he talks a lot actually, which is not something that usually happens.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
I think Georgia thought we were the enemy a little bit when she was in high school and there was rules like you have to be home by midnight because we don't want you out driving and you can't drink in our house.
Now you're like a friend, more like
That's
instead of
interesting.
like setting rules, you're more like more comfort.
I think so.
It's
More
like,
of a support.
more support.
There's still rules. We need to see your grades.
Of course, yeah.
You need to at least be passing.
Like it's
your
not
classes,
every day,
but it's not every day.
It's like clean your room,
There's so much more
Don't
autonomy.
be rude,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
this,
Lily is going through this phase right now where we are just like evil. I'm like, I don't even know why. Like, I don't know what is going on, but like her rules are not even unreasonable, but it's interesting that you say that. She's definitely going through something.
Yeah, my sister said that her kids is like, don't even want to talk to her. It's like, get out. Like, get out of my room. My girls do that too, once in a while.
I didn't really have that with Georgia. I had sneaky lying, doing one thing, saying another, keeping stuff from us. We had that. But all this is normal, teenage shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I snuck so much stuff around my dad. I lied to my dad, like bald face. I'm going to Stephanie's, and I'd go to Jeff's house. I mean, like just fly to his face. And that's some of the stuff I was dealing with Georgia. And I feel like it's less. I don't feel like it's gone, but I feel like it's less. There's a lot of stuff that I'm getting information late, but I'm at least getting it. And before I would have to really pull it out of her.
Right.
Boy, I think you need a PhD to be a parent these days, right?
It is not easy,
for
man.
teenagers.
Well, yeah.
And for toddlers.
Yeah, I think it's hard for different reasons at all stages.
I will go back to toddler any minute.
Yeah, I didn't have much trouble in toddler stage either, but I watch other people struggle with toddlers, and it doesn't look very fun. I think like having toddlers is like having dogs. You just have to set some clear boundaries and stick to them, and discipline them sometimes, not spanking them or anything.
Okay, but
just
that's not all that different than
consequence.
teenagers either,
That's true.
right? I mean, clear boundaries, clear
Yeah.
rules, and stick to them.
Yeah, that's true.
They're different rules, but
Totally.
They just have a little more freedom too. The teenagers.
they do
It's
have more
like,
freedom
yeah.
where they can,
Yeah,
make
they
bad
can
choices.
just-
But, if they have the rules or consequences, like, I don't know. I have to say, I was so pleasantly surprised when Max was home for winter break.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was a little bit nervous, right?
Why?
Because he's 18. He has, I don't know why that makes a difference. He was 18 before he left, right?
Yeah,
Like he
right.
was 18 for 6 months before he was gone. But I don't know, like it felt different, right? Coming home from college, like you've had a whole semester to be completely autonomous and completely independent. So I was like, are we going to have a lot of like fighting over rules or whatever? Because when you come back, there are still some rules that I expect. And I think they were super reasonable, and he was super respectful of all of them and followed them and was like, I'm like, I just need communication. I just need to know where you're going. Don't be lying to me. Don't tell me you're going here and you're going here. Like that's stupid
But why?
shit.
Yeah,
Like, why would you do that? Right. But he was really great. And I don't know. I anticipated it being a lot more challenging than it really was. So I'm super grateful that we had that and it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
So
That's great.